All right, so I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I figured I'd do an update since the new content was released and show you guys a full, or as much as I can, Prestige to kind of show you the changes and how I've adapted to them and how you can adapt to them as well. First of all, the running chickens glitch has been fixed. I've heard that there are workarounds, but I haven't seen them yet. So for now, that's kind of off the table. The new updates require more work, but I feel like it's even more efficient now than it was before. So if you use a lot of the other tricks that I was talking about in my other videos, they do still apply. So let's go ahead and show you how this works. So I play Clash as well. This is our current contract that's running now. So from here, we'll need to turn ads off. Remember how we did that before? Okay, get that while we're at it. And we're going to need to switch farms. Now, you'll notice I'm switching to Universe. I don't mess with the Enlightenment egg at all because it's just not effective to. So I need to force close it. It's just not effective for grinding and getting good soul eggs and prestiging often. So there's just really no good reason to use Enlightenment, I don't think. So you'll notice we're maxed here. This is my previous prestige from yesterday, I think. It wasn't that good of one. It seems like a lot, but you know, I tend to dip. I'll have 3 or 4 good prestiges, and then I'll dip. And this is one of my dips. So I'm coming up usually in the mid 800s, as opposed to barely, not quite 800. So anyway, well, let's get this started. We'll see how long this video takes to record. I had attempted to do this live because I know it's going to be a long video. It usually takes me an hour to do a prestige, and I know no one wants to watch me game, especially this. So feel free to watch where you want and quit where you want. You know, the only reason why I did live is because I didn't think that I'd be able to record an hour-long video just straight from my phone. So we're going to see what we can do and go from there. All right, so go ahead and prestige. Good. Just check the count here. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. I think about 75 or 80 as opposed to 19 to take a crack at the superfood diamond trophy run. So I'm a little bit of ways off, nowhere close for edible and enlightenment. That's kind of a pipe dream at this point, even for me. So we don't do the first couple eggs, so we'll jump straight to immortality. And then another jump to Graviton. And that should be it, right? Okay, so the way I do it is we'll run the first couple. Just to fill up that first tab, right? Hopefully this prestige goes well. Excuse me, good Lord. Since I'm having to kind of look over the camera to do it, I think I've positioned it as close to where it should be as I can. So what we're going to do here is basically go as far into common as we can. And jump as well. So we're using the same kind of rush prestige strategy as before, but we're just jumping farther than in previous videos, right? All right, so that should get us straight to dark matter. and do the same thing. So to get to universe is pretty quickly. Is pretty quick. I don't even have to build a hab at all until I get into, and that's partly by intent. But I can almost max out common research from universe before even building a hab, which really helps you out. It just depends on how patient you want to be with doing that common. So you could probably fast forward through the video a little bit if you wanted, because it's just going to be grinding real quick. Oh, crap. To get to universe. So I'll be going to Nebula next, as you'll see here in a second. There you go. There's no need to get crates or drones or anything. It's just as quick as you can get to universe. That's what you should do. And the reason for that is, despite how expensive it is to warp through universe, something like 25,000 gold, I have plenty of it. I'm not sure what your current bank account looks like, so to speak, but despite having to spend that much gold to warp through universe, if you have a high enough bank bonus, you shouldn't have any problems making up the difference and still having it be profitable. For me, I think I still net like 4,000 or 5,000 gold after doing a full prestige this way, and I'm talking accounting for the bank bonus, etc. Because it costs roughly, I don't know, maybe 26,000, 27,000 gold all told. I haven't sat down to do the exact math on that, but it's somewhere in that neighborhood. And even getting as far as I do through some of these, it doesn't. It takes a lot to make up the difference. All right, so that should easily get us to universe. Now the fun begins. So the strategy is still the same as all the other ones. You do all the common that you can. Then I'll drop my silos just because it's an OCD thing. And then drop the vehicles as much as I can. So we're 8 minutes into this video, roughly. Granted, the first little bit, we weren't doing anything. Like I said, a full prestige, if I'm really focused on it, and it is such a grind now that it really just gets boring and tedious. As I'm sure any of you have done this, a full prestige grind like this since the update, you know full well what I'm talking about. You know, I can only do a couple a day at most now, where I was, you know, able to do a couple per hour before, if I was feeling froggy. So, as I'm sure you probably know if you've watched any of my other videos, all of my epic research is done, which is really important to really kind of push to get done as quickly as you can, all of it, because it'll really help you out in the long run. All right, so got the easiest common done. So now we'll start building the hyperloops. I'm not adding any cars to it because you really don't need to. When you max out universe, you're only going to get maybe half of your vehicle capacity filled up if you have all of your max, which of course we will. If you have all the max shipping upgrades done and all the train cars. So really you only need to build like half of these. I still build them all anyhow just to get a couple extra gold, but it's not necessary. All right, so tier 10 is basically done. And now it's a matter of you really want to focus on the value adders. Before you start warping. All right, so now we have access to tier 13. Still haven't built a hab. All right, so now we go back up here. Waiting to get the last enlightened, where I show you the trick that I've been doing lately. It seems to really help when you're doing pushes towards diamond, your diamond trophy pushes. And I've started doing it a little bit with just regular prestiges. It's not a glitch. It's just a different strategy to help with the long run. Because you don't have habs built and chickens running, the value per chicken before you build the habs goes up a lot quicker when you do this. Okay, so reset the, because remember we turned the ads off. Get some of those while we can. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually do a couple of warps before. Okay, so see, we got the notification that we can upgrade upgrade to enlightenment, or not enlightenment, yeah, enlightenment. But we're not going to do that because ain't nobody got time for that. All right, so all the vehicles are built except for the train. Yes, I'm aware. Thank you. All right, so we reset the boost, and then the warp trick that I told you about in other videos does still work. It's a little bit trickier to do now that you have to physically hold the hatch button, but it definitely still works. So I like to do a couple of those. All right, so we hit the warp, bring the menu right back up, and then the 2x mash trick, which basically just resets the 2x boost during a warp, right? And you see how efficient that was and effective. This is what we do all the way through Universe. So we're just about to the point. And you'll see how well this works. It's kind of hard. Oh, that was an unnecessary use of gold. You'll see how well this works as we go along here, assuming you're still watching. So we're doing pretty good. It's a nice start. So let's go ahead, in the interest of not wasting time, go ahead and build the max habs. And away we go. So if you keep your thumb down here in this corner, it makes warping from here a lot easier. So that's what I highly recommend that you do if you're trying to duplicate what I'm doing here. All right, so now we start the warp. Notice we're still keeping the thumb down on the hatch button. I'm not a mathematician or nothing, but you get a good number of warps doing this. So this should allow us to completely finish out the common. Yep, see, we're done. All the common research is done. Reset the timer, and away we go. Wait until your running chicken bonus maxes out again before you reset to the next one. Keep an eye on the infinite bonus and reset that as soon as you can. Now, sometimes you'll have, and it'll probably happen during this video, something to keep an eye on for yourself, is if you're holding this hatch button, sometimes that glitches and it unpresses from the code side, and all of a sudden you'll have no chickens and you'll be warping and not understanding why you don't have any cash going. So it's a good idea to occasionally, physically depress and then repress to make sure that it doesn't glitch out on you. I'm not sure what causes that. I think it's just maybe it's just a UI glitch with the phone itself, but it's something to be aware of. So we're making pretty good progress here. It's all about knowing where you're pressing and what you're doing. Okay, I do have Wi-Fi off. Good. Sometimes that can slow things down. Yep, see what happened? The running chickens glitched, and I wasn't getting any production out of it. And that's the other thing that happens sometimes too. It seems like where the button press area gets stuck or whatever it is and won't let you repress it. And I don't know why that is. Sometimes it works really well and it's the same spot, and sometimes it almost seems to move. So it's just something you have to push through. I don't know what causes it, but it's annoying. I realized earlier that I probably spent, I don't know, a solid 2 million gold since this new update came out, just pushing for these diamond trophies and getting some good rush procedures in. It's not a bad idea to get the crates. You really shouldn't waste time getting drones unless you have nothing else to do for whatever reason. It's just not a good use of time, I don't think. Crates you can do, elite drones you can do if it's convenient, but I wouldn't interrupt a warp session to get one. It's just not a good use of your time. So this is actually going really well, because normally I'm not at 5.09 before I hit the 1 billion population mark. So this is shaping up to be a pretty solid prestige, which I'm kind of impressed by, since I'm doing this with a second phone in between me doing the video recording. So I'm just going to probably keep this video going. Yeah, this is going to be an epic run, I think, because we're almost at 9 when we hit 1 billion, which is fantastic. I was commenting on it before. Every couple of prestiges, I take a dip in the score, but it seems like the one after that is a new ridiculous record, and I think that's what this is about to be. I haven't figured out why that is, but I've even graphed my scores and kept track of my scores over different prestiges and watched how the pattern of up, down, up, down, essentially, in terms of score. And I don't know why that is. It could be, just a psychosomatic thing, but it's certainly an interesting thing to watch. But if that pattern holds true, then the dip that I showed you at the beginning was the dip. So this one should be a fantastic one. So we're doing pretty well here. I'll pause and show you the prestige when we hit about the halfway point, which is about 5.6, 5.7 billion. I suspect we'll be in the 650, 675 range. We'll see. And while we're grinding through this, I would appreciate a like and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification button. I haven't made too many videos of late, but these videos are intended to be a help for your egg hatching. Hopefully you get some benefit from them. I've tried counting at one time or another how many times I actually reset the 2x. And I've heard people, do let it reset fully and then hit it again. It's like, no. You got to hit it and keep it as high as you can, as many times as you can. I can't even count. I'm trying to count as my thumb is pressing the screen, and I can't even count my own thumb. I mean, it's a little ridiculous. All right, so we're 2.1 billion, so I don't know, maybe 19% complete, give or take. And just as fast as you can get the menus back open again, and doing that is key. I wasn't the one that created any of this, or found any of these methods, but I think I've managed to capitalize and use them more efficiently than most people. There's several Facebook groups out there. If you're one of the guys in my group, shout out to you. There's also a Discord channel for the game. There's some pretty comprehensive leaderboard on there as well. I suspect some of the very top people are doing some glitches and hacks, and I'm not a fan of that. If you're hoping to come to my channel here and learn a way to hack the game, you're going to be sorely disappointed. That's not what I'm about. Doing it my way is very productive, but very time consuming and not easy. Like, I'm holding the phone so tightly now. My muscles are kind of unhappy with me. Making some decent progress. So, see, chicken glitched again. Let that build back up. I think we're good. got to keep that. Oops, hit the wrong button. That's what I get for looking at the wrong phone. All right, let's see. Do one more to take us over the top to 3. All right. So we're at 62 a lot and just about at 3 billion population. Let's see what we're at here. 516, that's not bad. That's pretty solid, actually. So this is going to be a pretty good run. I don't know how long I'll be able to record. Maybe we'll stop it at the halfway point, and I'll put it in the description where we ended up. So otherwise, this is going to be a monster of a video. It's all about knowing the timing of where and when to press to be as fast and efficient as possible, to waste as little energy and time as you can. It seems like a lot of work, and it kind of is, but it's the sort of thing that I personally really enjoy doing. So that's why I do the way I do. Man, I hope this video works. I'm going to be really upset if I get all the way through it and something's wrong with the audio sucks. I probably should have done a test, but that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that everyone was clear on how I do what I do. There's no confusion. I've heard some people not able to do the mash here, that perhaps some Apple products are not able to make this happen for some reason. But I don't use Apple products. So, all right, so take a break for a second and show you what I mean, in case you weren't aware or didn't know that the running chickens glitch was fixed. Historically, what you would do is you would press the hatch button, press a menu, and then drag up and release. And that should have kept the chickens going. Clearly they don't, because that's what they fixed. I'm not sure. Like I said, I've heard that there's ways to get it to work again. I've tried once or twice, and it hasn't worked for me. But I find that keeping it going manually, like I have been doing, works just as well, if not better, because it allows for a better grip. So that's what I do. And then I'll show you the stats page. So it's a solid. I might get up to 70.9 something at the end of this prestige. We'll see. 720 lifetime. And I don't know what the number figure is for this 7.640 is. If that's maybe the E60 or something like that. I don't remember. I wish I could know, because clearly the allot is what the developer uses to basically say, I don't have the names for the values that we're talking about, so it's just going to be a lot. But I don't know what that would look like. But here's the other milestone that I know we're about to cross, is having more than 100 allot before you get to the halfway point, right? Oops. So that's the other way I know that we're off to the races. As it were, because we're barely at 4 now. So if you want to watch me, I guess we'll keep recording as long as we can. I'm not sure how long that'll be for. But I would encourage you to stick around and watch, as boring as this is, or skip to the end if there's an end to skip to see the result. I don't have any cool music to play. I'm just gonna sit here and run my mouth a little bit. It's hot as hell outside. It's probably 90 something Fahrenheit, because in the US we don't do numbers correctly. I think I don't know what that is in Celsius. Yeah, see, we're at almost 110 now. Still haven't even gotten a 4.5 billion. So we're rocking and rolling. At the 30-minute mark of this prestige, roughly. Yeah. Of course, if you didn't know, the last update, did give us more Epic research to do. So if you had finished before, you might want to recheck that you have all the Epic research, because there's more to do. And I suspect that the next update should give us another egg, hopefully, because like I said, when you finish a Universe Rush Prestige, you're only using like half of your vehicles. And so here's the other problem, is I forgot to max out my vehicles like I should have done when I first built Habs. So this should help us out a little bit more too. And you'll notice you're getting gold in your bank while you do this. All right. So now that I've fixed that problem, I'm a dummy. I did this last night too. So that should step us up a little bit. Yeah, we're already doing better. Because that's just going to affect your cash flow, which does in turn affect your Soul Egg production for the Prestige. So you want to make sure you always have vehicle space when you're doing a rush. I did not do that intentionally. I was just forgetful. All right, so we finally are about to cross into 5, so we're almost halfway there. Like I said, the halfway point is like 5.6 roughly. So we'll check our prestige progress once we hit that point. We're doing pretty well. We're at 5.2, so we're at about the halfway point. And I won't be prestiging again at the end of this video because I don't like, if I'm idling, I want it to idle at a full prestige because at least then I'm making more soul eggs, right? So you don't want to prestige and then put your phone down to do something else because you're not helping yourself doing that. I always put the phone down after I've just completed a full prestige, unless I plan on doing another one right after that, which I don't do, not anymore. You know, an hour at a time is already a big commitment to sit down and do something. Crap, missed that drone. 5.4. I don't think we're going to get to 200 before we cross. I usually shoot for like 5.7 because I haven't sat down to actually do the math on what precisely is the halfway point, because it doesn't really matter that much. All right, so we're at 5.6. You see how I grabbed that drone real quick. That's the only time that I mess with drones, is if I already have the screen clear in between doing something else, like to reset the unlimited timer or to hit the warp again. Because you notice as soon as you hit the unlimited, the menu goes away, so you got to pull it back up to hit the next warp. Otherwise, it seems to glitch out, and I'll do it for you here. So what happens if I don't close the menu out first and hit the warp again, the screen doesn't quite do the warpy thing. I don't think you get as much production out of it. You will still get the full warp's worth of, HAB, but you're not. Okay, so we're at we're past the halfway point now. So we just got to 207, so that's good. But we're a little past the halfway point, so let's see what we're looking at. 665. All right, that's pretty good. I think about 650 maybe, 675. So we're right on track with where I thought we'd be. It'd be really cool if we could hit 900 this prestige. I don't think we'll do it, but that would be pretty neat to be able to get that on video. So yeah, 100,000 million, so 671 trillion on this prestige, which is, if you're looking at the top here, it's a pretty good chunk of the total. Maybe one day we'll get to 1 Q per prestige. I think that'll happen pretty soon, which would be good because it takes a long time to do one of these, and getting some more production out of it would be good. I shouldn't have done that. That was dumb. Those elite drones are tempting, aren't they? Hopefully the quality here is adequate for you to see what we're doing. So we're at about 60%, maybe a little bit less, 57-ish. Still recording, so that's good. We're at about 40 minutes. It would really suck if I'm running my mouth for 10-15 minutes before I realize the recording cut off. So that has not happened yet, so that's good. don't get distracted while you're doing this, and pay attention to your cash or your chickens or anything else. The only things you really need to be paying attention to is to make sure that your chickens are keeping going, and you see that with your bonus running. And the only other thing that you need to be looking at is right here, to make sure that you're still hitting where you want to be hitting, and that you're still resetting the timer when you want it to be reset, right? So if you have to adjust precisely where you're pressing, that's what you need to be doing. Because if you pay attention to up here, or that maybe your chickens are running or not running, and you end up pressing way over here and you're not getting the benefit of the warp, right? So that's what you focus on. And you can make little micro adjustments in between presses if you need to. See, I didn't notice that the bar wasn't. There we go. Got to keep that bonus going. Menus have seemed to have gotten more sensitive too, so it's very easy to hit another menu while you're at it, and sometimes it glitches the game out and takes a second to recover, and that's frustrating. Like if you double press a menu, it'll glitch out. There's definitely some more glitches that need to be worked out, some more bugs, kinks. Still waiting to hear back from the developer about the actual precise value of the Enlightenment egg. That way you can plan your plan your strategy for how you're going to attack the different diamond level trophies if you're at diamond level. Because it's definitely not easy. With all the score that I have, I'm still having trouble working my way down. So I have about 19 quadrillion soul eggs right now. I think I need 75 to 80 to attack the superfood egg. But that depends, of course, on how many contracts come up in the interim, and what that does to my actual total earnings bonus. So since the glitch where you can't see your earnings bonus, you have to go off of this this percentage right here, and you multiply that times your soul eggs, assuming you have epic research all done. That'll give you a fairly accurate number for what your actual total earnings bonus is, right? So doing your contracts, making sure you're getting your monthly reward, your daily reward on that done, because at the end of every month now, you remember you get a prophecy egg. So we're doing pretty good here. Hopefully you're still with me. Maybe you've skipped ahead. Maybe you've missed all these nuggets of knowledge and wisdom. Not really. There's not really a whole lot of benefit. Ah, damn it. See, you got to watch that thumb placement. You don't want to have it too far to the edge, because then it'll slip off. But if you go too far towards the center, then you get blocked when you're trying to go for the buttons. So thumb placement is important. Yes, I take this shit way too seriously. But I've been playing this since the beginning, and I kind of like being on top. It's all strategy. And really all it is, it's strategy plus being willing to put in the time and grinding out prestige after prestige to get it done. There was a glitch earlier. I don't know if you saw it when I was going in to turn the ads off. That you, if you want to back the video up and look for what I'm talking about here in a second. It says no backup found for cloud backup, no contract memberships found either. So that is a glitch where the system apparently sees that I have too high a score for how many prestiges I've done, from a lifetime perspective. So what it does is it dumps everything, and it won't let you back up to the cloud. I think it's kind of a dumb glitch. I think the intent was to catch cheaters that are using the change time glitch. But unfortunately, it's affected people like me that are just really effective per prestige and have a higher score that trips their sensors. It's unfortunate. I kind of like the intent, but I wish they'd kind of back that off a little bit. I'm not sure what the fix is. Since normally I try to play, especially if I'm not doing a contract, I definitely usually try to play in airplane mode because I don't have ads on. This is a secondary phone. I don't need it. I don't need to do anything with it. So it can stay in airplane mode. It saves battery and helps the game run a little bit smoother too. But the downside, of course, is that when you're in airplane mode, you're not sending cloud backups. You're not engaging with the servers nearly as frequently. So when I happen to turn airplane mode on for, whatever random reason, or I'm sorry, turn Wi-Fi on for whatever reason to connect to, another app or what have you, it kind of throws off the server. So I'm guessing that's why it affects me. I don't know how that affects other people, but that's just my guess. So we're doing pretty good here. I think I missed that drone. Probably 75% of the way done. Recording's still going. It's going to take probably the rest of the day to upload this video. So that's going to be unfortunate. I recorded it in highest quality as I could and still have the space on my SD card to record this. Because like I said, I'm just doing this from my cell phone. So we'll just keep this video going as long as we can. If it shuts off, it's going to be a rather sudden and unfortunate end to this video. You can probably look now, and if you see that the length of this video is roughly an hour, you'll probably have a good guess that I completed the prestige. If it ends at exactly an hour, it's probably a low possibility that I completed it before the video shut off. So we're doing really well. Almost at 500. So we're probably well into the 700 trillion mark for the SolEx. That's the other reason why I wanted to take this video on all one shot or live, is so that everybody can see what I'm doing and that there's no question that I edited the video. There's no question that I'm running some sort of hack or what have you to inflate my numbers. You can see the whole thing start to finish. No question about what I'm doing. The video's not sped up. It's the other reason why I'm talking. So you know that, everything's all good to go. So we're doing pretty well here. Not really sure exactly how much longer this is going to take, because I don't usually time it from start to finish. Or if I do, I end up, getting bored and putting the phone down for a few minutes, take a break, what have you. That's a hard thing to just sit here, not moving, just grabbing onto this phone like it's, you're going to lose it. All right, so we're at 9 billion. fingers a break for a second. So, piggy bank. I wouldn't crack this unless you have to. Clearly it's been at least a year since I've cracked mine. There's just no need to. I did get a lot of levels when it first came out because I knew long term your higher levels would be very important. So I did spend some money initially to get the first, whatever amount it was when it made sense. But I haven't cracked this in at least a year. And that was to get, I think, roughly 10, 11 million, something like that. And you still see, I still have most of that left. I just don't need to spend it. And I got all that initially in the bank because before I discovered the Rush Prestige method, I would grind through every Prestige and get every single upgrade on every single egg that was possible on every single Prestige, right? So that's, Prestige would take me weeks. So I didn't have that many Prestiges, but I had a crap load of gold as a result. So now I don't need the gold ever. As soon as new research comes out, I probably have the gold on hand. If not there, then in the bank to get it. Like I said, I've spent probably 2 million gold just since this last update came out, getting all the epics and the new Hyperloop stations and all that stuff. Because I bought the pro permit for the silos before, they gave me gold back for that, and I bought those back in the early days, probably 2 years ago. So I'd forgotten how much those were. All right, so we're at 610, probably 90% done. Let's see where we're at. 835. Yeah, so we're doing pretty well. We might make it to 900 trillion, but I doubt it. It'll certainly be a record run. It'll really be nice when I can break the one quadrillion mark for soul eggs in a Prestige. That'll be fun. Just satisfyingly fun. It'll be helpful because getting to 75 quadrillion soul eggs, which is what I think I need to attack the Superfood Diamond Trophy. But we'll see. It's been suggested that you take the difference in egg values and then take that number, right? So if there's a 5-time difference in egg values between two eggs, and you just did the higher value, well, now there's the next one down is 1/5 the value. Well, you need to multiply your current earnings bonus by 5 in order to have the same result on the next egg down. I found that to be mostly correct, but not quite. I think that the further down you go, the higher you need to go. So when I say I need 75 quadrillion soul eggs and a related, total earnings bonus of, I think, like 20s sextillion. I'm not even sure what the number is. For a total earnings bonus, I think that represents a 10x difference between Superfood and the one I did previously, which I think was medical. So that's when I hit 75, that'll be the 10x difference, and then I'll try Superfood because I haven't even tried it yet because it took me forever to get medical, and I just kept wasting time trying and failing and trying and failing. I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna keep pushing and try a 10x difference and that seemed to work. So I'm gonna do the same thing for superfood and for medical, or not for medical, for edible after that, and just see what happens. So we are doing incredibly well. 730 up here, 867. Okay, so yeah, we are gonna make 900, I think, for the prestige in short order. Some of these warps seem to go longer than others, and I don't really know why. I think it's probably me where I'm pressing, but I could be wrong. My hands are burning, like my muscles. I think I've pinched a nerve in my finger here from pressing the side of the phone. It's probably not healthy, but you know what? Nothing that's easy is worth doing. So about 10.5 billion. So we're really coming up on it. Doing well. So we've got under 1 billion left to go. Man, I tell you what, if this video stops at exactly an hour, it doesn't show the final screen, I'm going to lose it, because that would be so frustrating as a viewer to watch that and get all the way to the end. It'd be like a troll, but hopefully that does not happen, and I can get this done before the hour mark. I don't know what happens at an hour, I'm just saying. I think we're doing pretty well here. But let's pick up our pace a little bit, shall we? If you time it right, you can, because you have to close this menu. If you time it to hit the to reset the bonus, you can kind of use that as your menu reset as well. Sometimes it works, sometimes I don't think about it. So we've got less than 2 minutes before we hit the 1 hour mark. I don't know what happens at an hour, but it seems like something that would cause a problem in theory. Try to get the crates, because the crates do, because they add cash, the crates and drones do add soul eggs to your total, if you didn't already know that. Oh, we are so close. 1 or 2 more warps will do it. Nope, there it is. All right. So we'll do one final warp. That's what I do every single time. So we're at almost 900 a lot, which is an insane number to think about. But let's take a look. You ready? Bam, 905. What did I tell you? Right on the nose. So good. So there you have it. So we're at a little over 20 Q and 70.94. So I was right on the money there on the 720th prestige. So there you have it, folks. We did a full prestige. I hope you got something out of it. Hopefully this wasn't too boring. I imagine it probably was. Yeah, hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy.